Hello Budgie Nation, in today's video we are talking about sleeping routine of budgies. What is normal?
That's a question that most of us might not have asked. Have you ever thought much about how they do so? Probably you have parakeets or budgies, which are the most popular birds kept as pets. How do your budgies sleep, and what's their sleeping position and routine? As a concerned budgie friend, you've probably come across weird postures and positions they take while sleeping. If that gave you some worries, this video will consider some of the things you need to know about budgies' sleeping nature. We'll also discuss whether nightlight and noise can affect their sleep, how to improve their sleep, and how much sleep they need. Wild budgies have evolved over several generations to adapt their sleeping patterns to fit their environment. Even so, the sleeping arrangements involve perching on the highest branches of any suitable tree. They hold onto a branch with their strong feet while sleeping without falling off. They'll grasp a small branch or perch with one foot, raise the other foot to their chest, and turn their heads back to rest on their shoulder and close their eyes. Drawing their feet onto their chests keeps them warm and prevents them from losing too much body heat through their featherless legs. They can tuck their heads into their wings, especially if they feel safe. If not, they'll sleep with their heads upright. Sometimes both the female and male will sleep together outside the breeding times. They also sleep together in large flocks and naturally select the highest tree branches, which ease escape from predators that roam at night. The same sleeping patterns are also exhibited by budgies in captivity. If you keep more than one budgie in a cage, they'll tend to sleep together and find the highest position in the cage to do so. It's also common for them to sleep hanging upside down off of the cage's roof's bars if there's no appropriate perching point. That shouldn't be a cause for alarm. How much sleep do budgies need? Like us, these birds also require to sleep for a recommended duration to be healthy. On any day, that should be 10 to 12 hours. Wild budgies are naturally attuned to bedding down around sunset and rising when the sun rises at dawn. They also take daytime naps when tired. Pet budgies retain the same natural sleeping instinct using the sun cycle and should sleep at around 6 p.m. Most of them will be fast asleep by 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. However, that works best for budgies in outdoor cages where no artificial light affects the natural cycle. If yours are kept indoors, it would be wise to be mindful of the effect of artificial light on the budgies' sleeping patterns. Remember, if you enjoy staying up late at night, that isn't so for budgies. Late bedtimes can be unhealthy for them. They recommend sleeping time length can be quite hard to attain in a busy household. You should try to ensure they get the needed rest. If budgies don't sleep well and enough, they'll be irritable, cranky, and aggressive. It can cause them to lash out at each other and even inflict minor injuries sometimes. Sleeping all day could also be a sign of insufficient sleep at night. The 10 to 12 hours of daily sleep is essential for the maintenance of budgies' healthy immune system. It should be regular, lest the budgie becomes more vulnerable to contracting diseases and becoming ill. All birds, including budgies, make a lot of different noises. They chatter a lot and make several sounds, some with meaning. Some sounds they can make indicate madness or anger with mates, nest boxes or squabbles about territory, and sharing of food or water. Others are distress or danger calls, talking mimics, trills, contact calls, clicks, chirps, and beak grinding. While it's their nature to produce such sounds, sometimes people can get irritated with them, especially when they're made at night during sleeping hours. What of the vice versa? The noise that we make, talking, watching TV at night, or doing other things, can it affect Budgie sleep? Some will still sleep with no issue. For instance, a Budgie that settles best with some music on, because that's a routine, will have no problem at all. Others will only sleep in such circumstances if they're put in the right place, a preferable setup, and they feel safe with you. Some of these lovely friends also tend to get used to noise with time, depending on where their cages are indoors. In the wild, budgies are light sleepers since they're normally other animals' prey. That enables them to be ready to wake up and fly away instantly if there's danger. While some budgies are used to a noisy environment and may have no problem sleeping with the TV on, car hoots, or shout-outs, others are more sensitive and can get stressed out by just low and short sounds like a doorbell ring. Are budgies afraid of the dark? If so, does that mean they have to be provided with a nightlight? These birds aren't generally afraid of being in the dark, but the change from light to darkness might make some nervous. More so if they're young or new to a particular environment. For birds kept indoors, the encroachment of the evening hours may not be so obvious. In the natural habitat, budgies are likely to get enough light from moonlight and the stars and will unlikely be in total darkness. So, do they need to be in the dark to sleep? Yes, like most creatures, they'll need to sleep in the dark, something that's necessary for their health and well-being. Little darkness can be stressing and accelerate behavioral problems and infection susceptibility. Thus, if you cage a budgie in your room and keep late hours with lights on, it may get complicated for it in such a prolonged lit room. After knowing how budgies sleep for how long, and if noise or nightlight affect their sleeping patterns, how can you help these pets to sleep well and get a good night's rest? Here are some things to consider. Establish a quiet sleeping place. Sleep is best for your little friends in a calm place without such visual and auditory disruption. Turn down the noise to avoid getting them startled. Provide a comfortable room temperature. If possible, the environment should be kept at a suitable temperature range of around 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The room shouldn't be too cold or too hot. If they stay outdoors, ensure the cage has space for protecting them from any breezes, and if the temperatures outside are extreme, consider bringing them inside. Place some good sleeping perching objects in the cage. Budgies like sleeping on perches, so put some budgie perch made of natural timber and not treated with any chemicals in the cage. If there is more than one bird, put enough perching objects for all. Cover the cage at night. Ask your avian vet which cage cover is suitable for your budgie's cage to block light from getting in and provide darkness. If the budgie can't handle total darkness, try offering a gentle nightlight using appropriate bulbs. Ensure the environment is tidy. Budgies love a clean cage, so strive to make it that way. Remove unnecessary equipment from the cage. Turn the lights off gradually. Wild budgies experience the gradual fading of sunlight to prepare them for sleep. Try switching off the lights gradually and making the cage darker to give the bird enough time to figure out it's safe to sleep. Create and stick to a routine. These pets like a regular bedtime routine that mimics the natural cycle. Ensure you form a routine as to when they'll be prepared for sleep and stick to that. With time, they'll be used to that and stop being frightened.
And that's it. Thank you all for watching. If you want more videos, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Hey!
Watch next, previous video, or how to get your bird to eat veggies or fruits. Visit our official webpage for more information and budgie care.